Hi, I'm Melis Ozdemir, and I'm going to explore how AI tools may be used for qualitative research.
Melis, you co-authored a paper on using generative AI tools for qualitative analysis, but what made you even want to explore that topic?
I saw there was a lot of development in the AI research space, and I wanted to enhance my AI literacy personally, but also with qualitative research, there is a barrier to entry in the field in the sense that the data analysis takes a lot of manpower and time. In our lab's case, we go through a lot of text, and that takes a lot of researchers, and we have the people on our team to do that analysis. But sometimes for a single researcher on their own or a team of one or two, they might not have that capacity. And so seeing maybe we could use AI to lower the barrier to entry for qualitative research and see if it could be useful in any way.
The team that you're working with, what are the specific research parameters that you're working in?
Yeah, so the team is led by Dr. Ann McAllister and Dr. Ben Goldschneider. Both of them teach in the First Year Engineering Center at UVA, and they focus on students' experiences as first years starting in the engineering school. A lot of the undergraduate researchers have different focus areas. My peers focus on teamwork and collaboration in the engineering space. Another one of my peers focuses on women and minorities in the engineering space and how they fit in. My personal focus is on our engineering ethics division, socio-technical thinking, and students' takeaways as a result of their first year engineering curriculum and what they find valuable out of it.
Even with the team and the manpower that you have, were there any challenges that you faced?
Yeah, I think we had a time constraint. This AI project was my side quest within our research team, so not really our primary focus. And so having that lack of time, I think, to get this ASE paper in, we did a work in progress paper and hope to have some future work developing the research that we presented yesterday.
Where did you gather your sources from?
Yeah, so we had data in the form of an assignment that the first year engineering students at the University of Virginia completed. They opted in to have their assignments used in our research that our team does, and this was an assignment on their understanding of their work and life views and how those would potentially clash or work together. And so we took this, we did kind of a mock study, and we worked in our AI into our qualitative workflow to see where it would be helpful potentially, if it would be helpful at all. And we didn't really focus on the results of this mock study. We focused on where the AI was being accurate, following up with our own researcher codes, and then maybe where it was tripping up and how we could fix our prompts to sort of make the AI results more accurate.
Can you show us the prompts that you used?
Yeah, of course. So just to walk through, line by line, we had our students define a code book, and we asked AI to only apply the codes that we had defined so that it would be within the framework that we wanted it to be. And then also not inferring meaning. As we know, AI can sometimes hallucinate things, and so we wanted to make sure that it was following from the actual text and the data that we had exactly. A key thing that we had in our research was that if a no code applies, then they return no code, so they don't feel the need to fabricate results. And I think that was really key with our research and getting accurate and verified data. In addition to that, it has kind of at the bottom, asking AI to clearly have a rationale for each decision that it made. So having a short verbatim quote and a description, a rationale tied to every code that it was assigning to an actual quote or within the data. Further, we asked it to follow a structure. I think this was very clear for it to understand, just identifying where all of the information was. We gave it basically the data in the form of Excel files, CSVs, and it outputted the same for us so that we were able to clearly look at all of the results.
What advice would you give to anyone who wanted to explore using these tools?
I would say the AI is not perfect. It definitely can have incorrect answers. The real key thing is to have human interpretation in the loop. The AI, like we say, it's a tool, but it's not the final answer. It can definitely help, but there's a long ways to go with it having reasoning, and I think in situations where there are unclear terms or the theories are conflated or have close relationships, it had a difficulty in identifying some of the answers that were in par with our researcher answers. And so our key thing was verifying the results. And I guess with the work in progress, our prompt, we were only able to iterate one and work through it, so we weren't actually able to see what different versions of this prompt would yield different results. And so I think for our future work, we will work on different prompt iterations and look at what tweaks will make the AI more accurate.
I love that. It's a tool, but not the final answer.
Exactly.
Fascinating. Thank you.
Thank you.